This movie is both incredibly racist, not just with tons of fuck white people moments calling them racial slurs like colonizer, but we also see that black people, or the Hispanic man, sneaks across the border into Wakanda illegally and the shit on their shoe and hold everyone else to a standard that they themselves don't live up to.
How is it racist? Don't you see an Anglo representation? I mean, if you're going to call Mayans Hispanic, then obviously these blacks should be called Anglo, no? According to USA, only whites can be called Anglo.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost.
Why is this movie Anglo? Because a lot of the actors in the movie have Anglo names, like Angela Bassett, Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, Dorothy Steele, Jordan Bryant, and Gerald Johnson.
No te enojes, maldito. De todo esto que está pasando, lo que más me duele y disgusta es que te molestes con nosotros.
Abuelita, why don't the novela actors look like us? Why are they all white?
¿De qué hablas? Sí estamos en las telenovelas, tales como...
Sorry, abuelita. She's got a point.
¿Dejaste la puerta abierta?
This is the cat call, and I'm calling this shit out. Novelas. They're overdramatic, over the top, and overtly white. Take, for instance, novelas that I grew up watching. Mayan, Luz Clarita, and Soñadoras. All consisted of a light-skinned Latina like myself or a white-passing Latina as the protagonist. Just Google top novela stars, and you'll realize real quick that our novela stars lean a little more on the European side. Take, for instance, actress Cristina Campuzano from Colombia's novela La Niña. Just kidding. That's Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story. Dang, they look alike.
It will not change under my watch. Yes, General.
Adiós. Na vacire. Senagre, Tisha. Hey, you understood what I said, right? I said it slow. Now I'd like you to repeat after me. Ga, ba, chito. Hey, there's no need to interpret that for you either. You said it pretty slow. And you repeated after me, right? You know, as I was sitting there, I was wondering, what are they thinking I am? Do I look Latina to you? Yes? Maybe? Right? Maybe Mexican? I don't know what a Mexican looks like, but hey, they say the brown people look Mexican. Maybe do I look Hispanic? Possibly, right? But no, I'm going to tell you a story. I come from, my hometown is San Bartolomé Sogocho, up in the highlands of Oaxaca. It's full of vegetation, clouds, rivers, mountains. Up until the age of 10, my universal language was Zapotec. And that's what you just heard right now. One variant of over 60 variants of Zapotec. That's all I knew. I did not know about anything else but my community, San Bartolomé Sogocho. I thought it was the best place on earth, and that was it. Because our freedom, our health, everything is at stake. And we could no longer think about people from south of the imposed border that we all speak Spanish. Because it's very dangerous. It's dangerous to every one of us. We lose our children. I know that the detention center was a big news a few months ago. That hasn't stopped. Most of those children detained are indigenous people whose human rights are being violated currently because there's an assumption they come from Mexico, they come from Guatemala, and now they're coming from Nicaragua. They are Latinos. No, we are not Latinos. It's very dangerous for all of us. And this is what we say, like, we need to make a clear statement. And I stand here at the age of 51 saying, no, do not call me Latina. Do not call me Mexican. I am an indigenous woman from Sogocho. Because this makes a difference to create awareness of our existence as indigenous people. The nation states have created a story to label us, to Latino, to Mexicano, to whatever they want to do, in order to erase our existence. By us not existing is a great thing for the nation state. But we're going to continue resisting. And for that, we need your support. We need your support, each one of you in this room. There's a silence. Do we have your support?
There's at least 1.3 million people of Guatemalan origin in the United States. However, it's unclear how many of those people are indigenous.
We're inaccurately mislabeled as Latino or Hispanic or Latinx, but it's also caused a process of erasing our existence, erasing our identity.
They come from an English-speaking country. That means Anglo.
Shuri's entire character arc is to become Black Panther, and this only happens in the last 10 minutes of the movie. For the rest of it, she is dull as fuck and looks as bored as I am to everything happening around her. Also, Letitia Wright is so tiny and small she looks like a breeze would knock her over, so her taking on men 3 times her size just looks silly.
The entire suit sits within the teeth of the necklace. Strike it. Not that hard, genius!
You told me to strike it. Maybe you should make it a little stronger.
The nanites absorb the kinetic energy and hold it in place for redistribution. Strike it again in the same spot.
What the fuck has that person got on his lip? Well, I looked it up, and in Africa it's supposed to be used exclusively on women before they are married off to their husbands. Ryan Coogler couldn't be fucking bothered to do the bare minimum research for his job, the lazy bastard. They discuss whether to...
Look at that, a male around 160 pounds with tiny little wings on his ankles bringing down an aircraft that weighs a ton is definitely not going against laws of physics, am I right? So yes, you are sexist because of your double standards. It's a fantasy movie. People that can ride whales on command and breathe underwater is something you overlooked as being scientifically impossible.